Warning, spoilies ahead.
Sup, y'all? Got my Sansa hat. It's pretty
Sansa,
sick.
Santa Claus, I'm coming down your fear place. Ooh, presents for all.
Getting all up
Ooh,
in that fear place.
ooh, hope I don't burn my tush. Here's your present. Push.
Busting sick rhymes, man.
Hee, everyone. Welcome to the Two Guys, One Film Christmas special, part of the Project Nerd TV show. It's an original Project Nerd show. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane. And for this awesome special here, we're doing a Christmas special, and the movie we both chose, or I chose. Did I choose it specifically? Okay, we both
chose.
We both chose this movie. It's Jingle All the Way, starring Arnie Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Braunschweiger.
And we got a cast in here, you know. We got Sinbad, we got Rita Wilson. I know I've seen her in other stuff.
She was married, I'm pretty sure, to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Probably at the time. I don't think they are anymore.
Really?
Or no. Or is she Tom Hanks's wife? I'm gonna edit this part out because we gotta find out. I stand corrected. She is actually Tom Hanks's wife. She's not Arnold Braunschweiger's wife. So, anyway. All right. Sorry, I had to fix myself because it's gonna bother me. It always reminds me of Last Action Hero. He's like, I'm the famous action movie Arnold Braunschweiger. He's like, Schwarzenegger, Gesundheit. Like, I fucking love that movie. And not that. No. It's not this movie.
And you got the Jim Belushi. I mean, a lot of people are super big fans of him. And, you know.
It's according to Jim.
I'm not a huge fan of the Belushi, but I don't hate him. Anyway.
Oh, don't forget good old Phil Hartman.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, Phil. Which he was a huge asshole, but he plays an asshole so well.
I know, it's a very like sarcastic. But anyway, I guess I should probably talk about what the movie's about here.
Blah.
So it came out in November 16th. Came out in 96. Director Brian Levant. I might be saying it a little too fancy.
Brian Levant.
And it's a series now because there's a Jingle All the Way 2. The producers were Chris Columbus, Mark Radcliffe, and Michael Barnathan.
It's funny because you try to throw Chris Columbus in it, trying to hope you get that like Home Alone spirit and style, and it's just like he didn't direct it. Or,
It didn't feel it. It will. If you've seen it, you know that it's not Home Alone. We're getting into it.
Let's get to it. This guy's got to get a turbo, man.
Yeah,
for his son.
Yeah, he's I guess a salesman.
I think it's couches because he's talking about like patterns and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a head of a sales.
Yeah. Then like a dope, he talks to his wife like that. Anyway, he's pretty much a guy he's like, I would say that he's like a good guy. He's like a decent like dad. He's working a lot.
Yeah.
He does a lot of work. He wants to be there, and it's not that he's like not trying to be there, like purposely.
He's
anyway,
a forgetful guy, you know.
Yeah. He's kind of a dopey dad, you know. And then it turns out like, hey, your son's like super into Turbo Man, and that's the toy that every kid wants.
He forgot the karate thing. But the thing I want to start out with the movie starts out with the kid watching the show.
Yeah.
Which is great because they're at like, I think Doom. I don't know what the Rock is, but it's like big place in California or whatever. But that's where like a Star Trek episode is filmed there. But Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where they go, the robot thems kill the real versions of them.
Oh yeah.
They drop off that thing. But the way that Jake Lloyd is like so into and watching this like show and movie, I have never in my life as a child been like, yeah, yeah, go, like yelling at a show and just like,
Well,
oh, that's really
yeah.
cool. But he was like jumping around and going, yeah, Turbo Man, like screaming at the thing. I was like, dude, let's. Maybe
that's like what
other kids
people
too, but I was just always like, oh,
that's what
that's
people do
cool.
when they're like getting super into like sports.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
Turbo Man
that's
for kids, sports, you know.
I don't know. I never knew anybody that did stuff like that.
Yeah,
And if I would have been hanging out with a kid like that, it probably would have freaked me out a little bit.
yeah, calm down, kid.
Like, whoa, yeah, I like Turbo Man too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I would have watched that if that was a thing. But I don't know. I enjoyed Power Rangers, so
It had a very Power Rangers feel to it, like
yeah.
the weird like robots that were the bad guys, like
Yeah, they did kind of
henchmen. They
remind me of
kind of
like
look
the
like they look like Alpha 5 mixed with the Power Rangers together,
yeah.
kind of a thing. They had like the same head, but yeah, it's a goofy show that he's watching, and everybody wants that toy.
I wrote something down in that where like the bad guy after Turbo Man saves the kid, he's like, "Oh, I'll have my revenge," and I'm thinking like, "Well, what would your revenge be? Throwing more kids off cliffs?" Like, what were
Yeah,
you going to
'cause I
gain
was-
from that?
I was gonna throw that kid, but you ruined that plan,
I'll
so I'll
have my
just throw
revenge.
another.
You watch me. I'm going to do it again.
You wait, Turbo Man. I'm gonna throw some kid off this fucking rock, and you're not gonna be there to boomerang me or to jetpack me. Ooh, you just wait till I murder a child, Turbo Man.
It's going to happen.
Child actors, you know, I'm not such a huge fan.
I know.
This kid's Jake Lloyd, right? Is his name?
E-
I mean, everybody knows him as
Yes.
Anakin Skywalker.
yes. And
I feel
that's
bad
all
because
I
he got
could- all I-
he got
all I
shit
could
on
think
pretty
of.
hard after Star Wars, but like, why does he have to yell all the time? And child actors always do this. Like every time they recite their lines, they're always saying it so loud. It's like you can just talk like a normal person. I don't know why. Like I think that's one of the
Maybe
big things.
maybe in
is,
real
like,
life, Jake Lloyd just talks like that. He
Yeah.
just like yells.
And I do like. I mean, he is a kid. I'm not. I don't.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm not. I'm going to be good at memorizing lines. But there's like a part where he's in the bedroom talking to his dad about what the Turbo Man action figure, and you can see him like looking over and reading and stuff like that. I'm like, he's a child. I shouldn't make fun of him. But stop yelling. You're like every line you deliver, you're fucking
Yeah.
screaming, dude. Like, calm down.
Yeah, you want everybody in the back to hear you. Make sure you're projecting. That's
Yeah.
what I feel like they told him.
Project, Jake. Project. That's what
Be a
his
little
mom
bit
was
loud.
saying.
Yeah, she was sitting in the corner,
Yeah.
just looking all pissed off. Director's like, "Oh, that was a really good take," and she's like, "Oh,
Louder, louder, Jake. I want to see you in Star Wars, so make this work. This better be a hit.
the poor kid."
He has to get to the karate, Jamie's karate tournament, which you know he's obviously gonna
Yeah.
miss. And I like how they all like walk out, and how he like chops a piece of wood, and then he instantly becomes a purple belt.
Yeah.
All you had to do is that wood, and you're a purple belt, bro.
Well, I assumed that there was like previous training there.
Oh, that's true. Maybe this
You
is
know,
the
I think they-
ceremony.
Yeah, like because I don't know. I've only been to I've never been to a karate one.
We'll see.
So like I've been to like jujitsu, but it was more of a tournament, and they weren't getting like presented belts as far as I remember.
I mean, these are kids, so they're just like, they're not gonna do shit.
It was pretty sick.
It's
They were
2 away
throwing
from
each other
blue,
around.
4 away from black. It's like you're never gonna be a black belt, kid. Jesus Christ.
Little did we know.
Um,
I have no idea.
when he's like driving there, and he gets pulled over. I hate when movies do this. I don't even think cops do this really. It's like recite the alphabet backwards. I'm like, who the fuck can do that sober unless you've practiced all your life?
Seriously.
Like I'm sober and I can't even do the fucking alphabet backwards because I'm like, I can't sing the song backwards. I don't know how to do the alphabet backwards.
Yeah, who
Say the alphabet in reverse. It's like, yeah, that'll get me to be, oh, you got me, I'm drunk. It's like,
Yeah, I know. It's like well, I mean, he's obviously doing it just because he's like driving up that thing, and he,
so I have to get to my kid's karate tournament. Oh, please. You're my number one customer here.
The cop's like, I don't care. Now say
Yeah.
the alphabet reverse.
Do it.
See, I would have to be like,
Yeah.
I'd have to say it forward, and then I'd be reciting it.
X.
X.
And like, and then I have a mental breakdown, and then I just
Like,
run.
yeah, he's
I jump
crazy.
over that. I jump over the interstate that I'm off of. Just jump off the bridge and run home.
See, and that right there, if Arnold would have done that, it would have just turned into a full-on action movie.
I what I love is that like they had to put baggy, loose clothes on him to not show how giant he is, to like try to
Yeah, and
normalize
like
him in a way, because he's just like wearing this like baggy coat and this like shirt. It's like, you know
I
what he
hate,
looks like under
I
there.
hate to be like, like, and that's what I kept feeling like through this whole thing. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, God, dude, I'm just like ready for you to. Like,
Take that shirt off, bro.
well, yeah, but like, be more actiony. It's like it's just weird seeing it. Like, I guess such a like huge dude that I mean, this is Conan, fucking, a Terminator.
Yeah.
Like, and now he's looking for Turbo Man.
And they kind of like play on it later that he's supposed to be buff. Like us as an audience already know,
Yeah.
but like Phil Hartman's character Ted was like, you can't bench press your way out of this one, and I was like,
I'm like,
so wait, we've
dude,
established in this universe that he's buff now? Like we've never seen it once.
yeah, he's not once removed that shirt. I don't know. I get like again. I guess they're just assuming they're like, oh well, everybody knows Arnold.
It's the '90s.
Like,
It's
yeah,
Arnold
but you just
Schwarzenegger.
named him Howard. I feel a little mean because I feel like we're kind of being a little bit more critical than we normally are in movies.
Jingle All the Way, I don't want to say it deserves it. It knows what it was doing. It was purposely
Yes.
like being cheesy and funny. Like Arnold's good in comedy.
I
Like
will agree with
Twins,
that,
Kindergarten
yes.
Cop, and like I love when he's in comedy. So this was like so cartoony and slapstick. Like when he's like the jetpack later and he's like
Yeah.
doing this on the wall, and it's like
Which
the
did
rules
make
of
me.
science. Like
I laughed a little bit at that
Yeah.
actually. Like I'm not gonna lie, there were parts of this I was giggling at because it's just ridiculous.
so I like it for the fact that like it's just a cartoon. It's a goofy cartoon, and I think you can tell Arnold's having fun because he loves doing like comedy and shit. So like, it's fun to tear it apart. Like it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Like it's a goofy movie. Like I don't know. I love
A goofy
making fun of these kind of things, but at the end of the day, it's still fucking great.
It's like, yeah, like I'm still gonna put it on,
Oh yeah.
and be like, well,
And
when
it's
later
still
on,
there's still parts where I'm like, we're going.
I know, yeah.
"Ooh."
I like how his kid's like, man, if you don't, if I don't get like the Turbo Man, I'm gonna be a loser at school. I'm like, how that makes you a loser if you don't get a
Yep.
specific toy at school? Where do these people go to school? Like you see all these like lame things happening, and like I don't remember any of that when I was in school. Nobody cared what we
yeah.
got for Christmas.
Apparently in Minnesota, they do. It's like, you
Hmm.
think you're a loser, kid. Your parents love you so much to put Captain America wallpaper permanently in
Yeah.
your room. It's giant.
Yeah,
And like, what happens when you get out of your Captain America phase? You don't realize how much money they put in that kid. They love you. Fuck Turbo Man, man. Your parents like gave you a Captain America wallpaper.
yeah. You really think Turbo Man is gonna be around in like 20 years? Probably not. But guess who is? Captain America.
Guess who also is? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
So flashing forward, next, he promises Jamie, "I'll make it up to you. What do you want?" He's like, "I want the Turbo Man." And then his wife is like, "You got it, right?" And he's like, "Oh, obviously, guys.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
'cause they're
totally.
sold out by now."
What? And there's a lot of that. I love
Yeah.
it.
And the one that I really loved was he's in bed and she's like, "Yeah, because those things are gonna be impossible to find tomorrow." And it turns the lights off and it's just that like stark
Yeah.
light over his face. Like it's a cartoon. It's like a live action
It's
cartoon.
It seriously. All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. When you're watching it like that, then
Yeah, because they get away with so much. Like these people will be like murdered by the police, thrown in jail immediately, or dead. Like
Well, yeah. There's a choking of a woman in a scene. So
yeah,
it's
and
just
then
like,
everybody lets her go. Like okay,
yeah,
and
it's
then
all good.
Ted owns a reindeer.
Yeah. What?
And then he's like, what are you going to do when you're done? He's like, "Oh, there's a pack of deer down there." I'm like, they're not going to accept it. He's like, "Well, let nature take its course." I'm like,
Like, he's just
is that
gonna- he's-
legal?
He's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a native animal. Well, I don't know. Are the reindeer are not native to Minnesota?
I
Pretty
don't
sure.
think so. I don't know. I do like how the kid names it Ted. And then Jamie's like, "Oh, she's over petting Ted." He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Sinbad was a great fucking character in this.
Right.
He brought like some truth to it about like capitalism, like marketing, like this is what they want you to do. They want you to buy shit. They want you to go crazy. But then, like, at the same time, then he does it too.
I know.
But there's that part outside of the place when he's like talking about like all these letters and shit that he gets. And he's like, "Oh, Santa, can you bring me a bike?" He's like, "No, your dad's just been laid off." Just the way he said.
Pretty much, though.
Yeah.
Man, and that's like when he is going around like asking for a Turbo Man, and I love how those employees like just like pretty much lay into him. And there you go with like the like cartoony thing of that. I'm like, that would never happen.
And then even the customer's
job,
like, "This guy's
guys."
looking for a Turbo Man."
I know. I'm like, wow, okay.
I do feel bad for the other action figures, like what's his name, Boomer?
Oh, the pink, like,
Yeah.
it's funny because they're even like
but nobody
throughout
wants them, and they're like, the shelves are full of those. I was like, I feel so bad.
Yeah, and what's funny about it is like a few times in the movie, like, nobody likes you.
Yeah, and even at the
Nobody
end, they
likes
kick the shit out of him. Out of the one, he's like,
Yeah.
"Nobody likes you."
They're like, why are you so mean to him? I don't know. I guess there's always got to be that like character in the show that you don't like. I hope I'm not that character.
I think we'll be both on the shelves. No one will buy our action figures, and they'll just buy like the backgrounds or the microphones or the guest action figures that we have. All the guests that we've had with like action figures.
These ones
those will be sold out.
Like, these people are going to be famous someday. These ones are going to be rare, and they're going to be like, wow, they were on Two Guys One Film, that shitty show.
And then meanwhile, every action figure of you and me is on the shelf.
Yeah.
Even the ones disguised as the guests that we had to try to fool them, still on the shelf.
They're still on the shelves. Then we try and bundle them, you know. And then we do a package where it's you and me together, you know, in the same room, and they still don't sell.
No. Just a quick plug right now. Folks, if you want to buy the Two Guys One Film action figures this Christmas for your family, be sure to get it. It's got the Kung Fu grip, it's got the karate kick, it's got 5 different phrases. Dane, what's one of the phrases?
It's oh man, this movie is so good. And
goof, laugh and a half.
Laugh and a half and
Hoot and holler.
Hoot and a holler.
Or the one that Dylan's action figure says, "I really love," or "I really like." And then you insert the part of the movies that they do.
Add line here.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of cursing in the one that's in mine. So,
boy, I can't wait to buy a few of those for my family.
No, it's those action figures, they sit.
They stand in like you said, they do have the Kung Fu grip.
Yeah, and for a low price of 2 payments of $49.99, it's well worth it, folks. It's some quality stuff. We're talking about hard plastic,
and that's a steal of a deal right there. I mean, if
the
you
whale of
act
a
now,
tail.
I think maybe we'll double that.
We'll double that price.
The price.
I can't stand character on that.
I know.
We'll double it. Yeah, 4 times the price. Oh man.
Same amount of toys. It's all good.
Buy the toys, people.
Yeah.
Our families depend on it. We're really broke. We spent a lot of money making those toys, and they're not selling.
These are not real fires behind us.
Yeah, it's
It's gonna be a cold Christmas.
imaginary Christmas.
Yeah.
Ted's a creep in this movie, dude.
Yes,
He's
he
like
is.
banging all the other wives because his like wife left him, and they're like, "Oh, my porch light is out. Maybe you can come over and change it."
Yeah, and then and all the like gross like innuendo like around the kids constantly too, and you're just like, dude, knock it off.
Divorce really worked for my dad. Maybe your parents can get divorced.
And I'm like, wow. Did wonders for my dad. Now he gets to bang all the moms in the neighborhood.
I gotta say, Arnold really loves destroying malls.
Yeah.
Commando, he's in there. He's kicking ass in the mall. Terminator 2, he's blowing shit up.
He goes through a window.
He goes through windows, and then this one, he's just like tearing down shit left and right. Like the dude loves destroying malls.
I feel like I'd enjoy destroying a mall too.
Yeah. It's not like a weird threat. I mean, just saying. It would be fun.
I mean,
I'm
like,
not going to, but I
no,
would like to. If
no,
given
no,
the opportunity, I would destroy them
yeah.
all.
If the owner of a mall was like, go crazy, just
You want
destroy
to get
whatever you
nuts?
want.
Let's get nuts.
Yeah, but then I'd be like, man, can I take some stuff like and not destroy it?
Yeah. What's the situation here, bro?
Yeah. Like, do I have to break everything in the
Yeah.
mall? That ball scene though is pretty awful.
Oh, dude, it's
Like the whole
like-
like trampling and like it's not just like the kid, it's that too, and I'm just like, good God,
he's
man.
got to, and then like get him down. But then yeah, like chasing the little girl through the little playground and everything. You got the shiny red ball, and they change, and she swallows it. Like the parents don't go to help her, and like he's grabbing her mouth.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, dude, he's trying to save her. She's choking on a fucking bouncy ball.
Yeah, she just jammed a pretty decent sized bouncy ball in her mouth.
Don't touch my kid. I'm not a pervert.
I'm like, why are you yelling that out the first thing?
Because they said he's a pervert. I'm not a pervert.
Well, I feel like the first thing that was said was like, oh, hey, what are you doing? And then he just yells that out.
No,
I'm
yeah,
like,
one of the ladies is like, get out of here, you pervert. And he's like, I'm not a pervert. And then that's when they get introduced to Jim Belushi and
oh yeah, oh yep,
and the crowd of Sannies.
the Santa Claus.
That was pretty fishy.
I know.
With the elf guy when he's like all shows him the picture of the Turbo Man next to a newspaper. He's like, this was taken this morning.
Right.
They go down there. It's like, I don't know what they were doing. Were they like making rip-off toys, or were they like stealing toys? Because like the Turbo Man they give him's from like Mexico or something.
Yeah, and then he opens it and it just like falls to pieces out of the box.
Yeah.
Well, no, to me, what it seemed like it was like bootleg toys.
Yeah.
Like they were just selling them, you know, because there's a good chance they probably had like a shitload of those Turbo Men, like the Mexican version or whatever, or the Spanish-speaking version. I guess it was from Mexico.
Yeah, he's like, it'll teach the kids, language. It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay. And he tries to take it out of the box.
It's like, don't keep it in the box there.
Some assembly required.
Yeah. And his like whole speech of why they do it. We do it for the kid who opened this present to get toys and he got clothes. And you got to make some money while you're at it,
Well, yeah.
And then, who fucking shows up? It's the big show.
Are you ready for the big show?
Which Vern Troyer's got a little cameo in this too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that jumps on Harold while he's doing it, and then he gets punched by the big show and just decimated, flies across the entire warehouse. I'm like, that guy's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah,
He just took a punch from the big show. He's done.
Yeah.
Done. So
that was a great fight scene. And then when the cops come storming in and he finds that like fake badge, he just like flashes in their face like, I've been working on this case for 2 years and you came in here like a bunch of amateurs. Go arrest somebody.
I like how that worked too. It's just so quick.
Which is like another cartoony aspect to it, or like the cops are just like, oh yes sir, and just like gets away with it scot-free.
Yeah. I'm just like, wow. I don't know. At a certain point, I'd be done trusting the mailman.
Yeah.
Actually, when he screwed me over the first time, it would have been done.
Yeah. But each time, dude, you're trying to be like, oh yeah, let's work together. Nope. Oh,
No,
yeah.
he never wants to work together, dude.
He's a swindler.
Yeah. Every step of the way. Although he makes me laugh.
He does. Very impressive
Bad.
thing that is not. It's shown in the movie. I don't think anybody else like passerbys would have thought this was as impressive as I did. His car runs out of gas because he's been driving it around all fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently parades start at noon, and the time in Minnesota does not move because he's been out for fucking hours and the sun's still up. It's still the morning. I was like, what time did he leave? Like, time doesn't move in Minnesota.
He left at like 5.
Yeah, the sun was brightly out 5 in the morning.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. That's when Ted was pulling the reindeer around.
Yeah.
So it's just like I thought that too, and I'm like, man, it's December. Like, how is the sun not going down?
Yeah. Anyway, he runs out of gas in the SUV, and he's pushing it by himself
Well, I mean,
It's Arnold. It's this giant SUV, and he's just like easily pushing it down the street. And I was like, man,
yeah,
if
when
I
he
was
was
someone who
doing
like,
that, like I didn't even really think anything of it because I'm like, yeah, it's Arnold.
it's
He could
Arnold
probably
Schwarzenegger.
do it.
Yeah, just like
He could
any
probably.
passerby is just like, do you need help? No.
Does it look like he needs help? Although he probably wouldn't bitch if someone asked him.
Yeah. But seriously, like, what kind of parade goes on like late afternoon? Like, all parades are like early morning, right? Like Macy's parade,
Early morning
or
or
like,
they're like at night because they
Yeah.
have a lot of lights.
so. This kid's waiting a long time for it. And like Harold's got a lot of time to kill. So I swear to God, like time does not move in this city. And maybe that's like another cartoony aspect of it, of like, you know, he's got all these things that he can do.
He does a shitload of stuff in one day, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty busy day.
Mm-hmm. The
Oh,
radio
and then it's
thing.
yeah,
Oh,
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, and then it's the radio station.
Yeah, that part was fucking funny, dude. Because they like have to do the reindeer, and I like how he's like running the whole time. He's like, "I got this," and he's like, "Dash dance around the
Is that the part where Sinbad falls? Is that the part where he's like, "Oh, poor baby"?
Yeah,
Or is that
exactly.
the part where like he was like running from that store? I can't remember because we might have skipped it. It might have been like closer to the beginning.
No, I think it is. I think it is that part. I don't know. It's one of the many chase scenes.
Yeah,
But yeah, like when Sinbad gets knocked down. Oh, poor baby, and then he keeps going. I think it's that scene. I don't know. They all kind of them clashing scenes all kind of blend
Yeah.
together.
a lot of ice slippage.
Mm-hmm. That noise. Whew.
Yep.
But when they get there, that fucking like radio DJ with the longest, grossest, thinnest ponytail.
I know,
I'm like,
it's, like,
I've seen that guy in
awful.
other things. I'm like, why do you have a ponytail? That does not work for you.
I think he
dude.
was in Saved by the Bell, if I'm not mistaken.
I know him from Roseanne.
Was he in Roseanne?
Yeah, he was like Roseanne's coworker at like the diner, and he was like gay.
I don't
And
remember.
Dan never knew that he was. He'd always like play poker with him and stuff. It was great. But slams through the window, the door, breaks it, and just starts screaming the reindeer's name in the sky. Just like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, again, where's security? Like, why
Yeah.
aren't they? Well, I mean, the cops do show up
Eventually.
because he does. I mean, he does call security.
Yeah. And the whole letter bomb thing, like package bomb thing, I was like, ooh, man, that's
I know.
just
I'm
holding
like,
around. I was like, I guess this is. I mean, it's still a thing.
I'm like,
but I
and
guess-
there you go with the cartoony part of it too. I mean,
like I
first off,
threatened
no way would he get away with that and be
Yeah.
like not in jail,
immediately.
like right there.
That's like attempted murder
Yeah.
on
And then it
police
actually-
officers. That's like a felony.
Yeah, and then it actually explodes.
Yeah, the
You
second
know?
one does, which luckily doesn't kill him because it's like a cartoon, so he just gets the black like schmutz all over his face
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
falls over. I was on the
Yeah.
bomb squad forever. I could smell these.
And then I could smell him exploding in my face.
Yeah.
You know, like again, there you go with the cartoony shit. Because I'm like, oh, I'm surprised I didn't kill them because the
Yeah.
explosion looked pretty big.
Yeah, nobody else got hurt but the guy, and he didn't die. But yeah, like you threaten the police with like a fake bomb, you're going to fucking prison for a long time. Like that's
Seriously.
that's like a fucking felony, dude. Like, good God.
I know, and okay, so like if it was, say it was me threatening the cops with a bomb, and you were standing there, would you get in trouble too? Like since we were both there already, like yelling at the radio station
I feel-
DJ.
I mean, I feel like they would. I'm like guilty by association because they think that we're together. Like they keep running into us together.
Well, yeah, because Arnold
So I guess in
Schwarzenegger
a-
runs off too.
Yeah,
Like,
so I guess in a court case, I can try to defend myself of like, I'm not with that guy. He was also threatening me with a bomb earlier. But in that moment, they're like, they're working together. So yeah, I think they would definitely think.
well, yeah, especially since like again, Arnold ran off.
Yeah.
Like he just goes running, and it's just like, you know, I'm not gonna tell anybody. You're just gonna have to explode. And then he goes. Is that after? Is he going home after this?
Yeah, I think he goes, and
Yeah.
when he's heading home, he sees Ted. Oh, we forgot about put the cookie down.
Oh yeah,
Oh man, oh man, oh that's great.
that's right.
Calls-
That's pretty close to the beginning. He's like calling
Yeah.
his wife.
Yeah, because he calls his house twice.
Yeah.
Because yeah, first time he calls, Ted has over there like taken over the cookies, you know, and there's the whole like, Oh, Howard, your wife's cookies. They're great. Can you go
Who said
get
you
her?
could have my cookies?
Yeah. I think she's in the shower. Do you want me to go get her? No.
No.
Put the cookie down.
Other people just like around him looking
Yeah.
at him like,
And then the second time he calls, he's like so frustrated. It was at the diner before they go to the radio show.
oh, is that when he's talking to his kid?
Yeah, and he yells at Jamie.
Jamie.
Get your turbo man. Like, yeah, he like just fucking yells at him. Like, I like how later on the kid's like, yeah, we had a fight. I yelled at him for no reason. I'm like, but he did yell at you too. So you guys are both equal at
Yeah,
this.
you
But,
guys
like,
you guys both suck.
yeah, your dad's been going through some shit, dude. Just go get your mom. She's
Yeah,
petting
and
Ted.
What? Oh yeah.
And like Ted's creepy moves, like trying to get
I know. Oh my
in
god.
his
Like
wife's pants, man.
I'm surprised like Howard didn't do something earlier to him.
Because he's a goofy man in this movie. He's not a crazy action star. He's just like a humble couch upholstery salesman man.
Man, just like making him that too.
Yeah. Just like some easy, I just sell couches. Instead of, I could fucking push an SUV by myself,
Also,
And
I could kill Ted easily if I wanted.
punch him in the face, and destroy him instantly. Because, yeah, and
Like,
then
it's pretty obvious that Ted's like kind of somewhat like threatened by him when he
Oh,
makes
God,
that
yeah.
he makes that bench pressing joke.
oh, yeah, he runs away. Because, yeah, that's when Harold breaks into his house to steal his son's Turbo Man. Like,
Yeah.
Ted's,
Is that what it
Ted's
looks like?
Turbo Man. Yeah. Tell me what it looks like.
Yeah, it's like
That was a great scene of like he actually has that heartfelt moment when he goes, like, what am I doing? And then that reindeer chases him through the house and it catches the like one of the wise men on like fire and like the
oh yeah,
head's
he
in
like
the
kicks
fireplace
his head like into the
through
fire.
the window.
Yeah.
And like the carolers outside are all running and stuff. Like that was so fucking good.
And then he punches the reindeer. He does punch
That
someone.
was great. Yeah, just like boom, knocks it out. I'm like, I think I'd have been dead. Which
well,
the-
yeah.
Which the puppetry on the animatronic reindeer, because of the real reindeer, then it's the animatronic reindeer. I wonder if it,
Yeah.
like was that done by like Stan Winston?
I don't know. You have to look it up.
Because
They
it
do,
also
they do so much
they do
stuff.
everything. Like
It's so cool.
I feel like that was probably like a Stan Winston reindeer, because like it also looks like it could be the one from like Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh,
And
the
they
what?
just, like, yeah.
Where he's like the growling here. Yeah.
Voiced by Frank Welker.
Seriously?
Yeah, he did.
Is it really? He did the reindeer like
in,
growl
in
the Santa Claus?
Yeah, he did the.
Holy
yeah.
shit!
Like Frank Welker loves doing that shit, dude.
I would love to get him on here and just do like talk about like all the like really minuscule things that you like notice without even knowing he's in it.
Yeah,
That'd
like,
be crazy.
yeah. He's like, oh, I did the animal in this thing.
What? Oh
no
my
way,
god!
Frank! Get out of here, Frank!
I'd be like, all right, dude, you gotta tell us that you do you recycle the noises?
Yeah,
There's
Or you
got to
just,
be
like,
a few,
yeah,
or
like-
do you change them slightly every time?
because there's only a few like animal like weird noises I can make. So how do you come up with new ones?
Yeah.
Or do you like, I'll just use that one. It gets me paid.
Yeah.
The one that sounds like Station sounds like the troll from Cat's Eye.
I'd be like, how'd you come up with that?
Yeah,
Because I love the troll from Cat's Eye. It's creepy.
yeah, and that's also the Station from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Oh,
When they're the two separate ones, he's like the station, and then they become the station. And he also did. I think he did the voice of Claw in Inspector Gadget, which sounds like bigger version of Station.
oh, yeah.
This has become a Frank Welker episode. Fuck Jingle all the way. Let's just dissect Frank Welker's filmography.
Again, we'll get him on. Talk about
Frank-
how he
Frank-
break into voice acting and stuff. That's awesome.
Frank, if you're out there for some reason watching the show, hit us up. Please be on the show. We would fucking love to have you.
Yeah. You just seem to come up in like a bunch of the movies we watch.
He's everywhere. Like if you look at his like IMDb credits, it's huge. It's like voice acting. So.
That's fucking cool.
yeah.
I'm
Frank.
always like, I get really surprised when I see like voice actors. I'm like, are you? Oh man, really? Was that guy the whole? Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know. They're very voice actors are very talented, and I think a lot of the time they don't get a whole lot of. I think they deserve a little bit more credit than they get.
Unfortunately, movies like animated movies early on, like Toy Story and all them, when they started using big name actors and they realized how much of a hit that was, like usual voiceover artists, like voice actors and stuff, stopped like getting good jobs. Because
Lame.
before that, like voice actors in like cartoons and stuff were just like people that were voice actors in that industry and really good. So it's like, oh, let's use them. And
Yeah.
then for some reason we decided like, hey, let's throw a famous person in there just to get some views. And they're like, oh, that's what we'll always do now. So like any animated
Well,
movie
it
now.
sucks that it's an always thing. It worked out with Toy Story. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't sit here and be like, oh, I didn't like
No,
Tom
it was
Hanks
great.
and
And then
Tim
like
Allen.
Aladdin, you put, Robin Williams in there
Well,
and
yeah.
it blows up. Like, yes, they're great because of the actors in them, but like, yeah, I still feel bad for like the voice actors out there that like stop getting the big hit jobs and just like, I guess I'll
Yeah.
take smaller ones.
I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Whatever makes a buck.
I guess.
Going back to the movie. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
sorry,
Yeah.
Frank Welker on our Frank Welker rant.
Yeah.
When he's drinking beer with the reindeer and he's like, "I'm sorry about that," and he's like pouring more beer
Like,
into its bowl. I'm like, I don't
he
think they're
keeps
supposed
giving,
to drink.
yeah, he keeps giving the reindeer beer, and I'm like, thinking, how much has the reindeer already had?
Thing's gonna just
It's just
die.
gonna die. They're gonna come back and find a dead reindeer next to a like thing of beer.
Well, I guess I don't have to put it with the deer in the woods anymore.
Now I'm gonna turn it into sausage.
It's already beer flavored. I don't know why he makes that noise all of a sudden.
And then he's onto the parade.
Onto the parade.
Like
Which that
what was like the end game portion of that? Like, what was he gonna do? Just tell his son like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't get you the Turbo Man."
I think so. I think he was like in that moment he's like, I want to go back to being a family man. I gotta like go back to my family, enjoy this parade with them, trying to rebuild this like relationship with my family. So he was just going there to do that. And then he sees Ted in the car with his wife, like trying to like get close to her and everything like that. And he's about to go over there and kick his ass. And then he runs into that cop
Yeah, that cop that he cannot get away from
who
for
has
some
like
reason.
bandages over his hands now.
Yeah,
So
he
like
just
I
keeps
think
getting
if
beat
that
up.
if that cop didn't catch him, yeah, the movie would have just like been like he goes over there, yanks the guy out, and they like sloppily work on their marriage. But like then you have to have this cool domino effect into him later
Yeah.
on, and like then their
Well, it would have
marriage
been
is saved.
that wouldn't have been a fun cartoony ending.
Yeah. I do like when she just like slams the eggnog across his head and it's like glasses are all bent. It's like, well, that didn't
Right.
go as what I planned.
That thing's like a metal canister
Yeah.
too. Slam! I'm surprised she didn't knock him out.
Just in there, just like
Cover that shit. Too.
it looks like the blood from Alien, from like Ash or like any
Oh, the like the
synthetic
milk
blood.
that comes
Yeah,
out of him.
not bad for a human.
Oh, the parade. There were so many random characters, just like all kinds of like.
How big is this parade for like Minnesota? Like they put a lot of money at. You got like the Tick, you've got
Yeah.
Snoopy, you've got like all these big hitting things like Cat in the Hat. They have these like
Yeah.
huge characters. How they afford this? And it's elaborate for this fucking this
Yeah, like,
city.
there's-
Like
I don't know. Maybe back in the day, Minnesota used to be a different place. Used to be better, more family. I
because
just don't
it's
see it
Minnesota,
because-
right? Like it's Minnesota, right? It's what
yeah.
it says on the license plate.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because it's the Mall of America. Is that in Michigan?
Is oh my god.
Oh man,
Damn
oh
it.
man, I have to look this up. I thought I saw Michigan on the license plate. I'm gonna look it up. See, this is why we never do our research. And
No, that's stupid.
Works
Who
out,
does-
It works out well every
Who does
time.
research? Damn it! Why is it? Oh, it's just showing me the cast. Now I feel like an idiot.
Oh, Minnesota.
Okay. Well,
Whatever.
I don't know
I'll
enough
just-
about Minnesota to say, hey, you guys, anybody from Minnesota watch? You guys got pretty sweet parades out there. Real high budget parades.
You got the Tick in there. You got
I'd be impressed if they still had like that version of the Tick in their parade.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
so Minnesota, we're sorry we were dogging you and comparing you to Michigan. Michigan, we're sorry that we were giving you the credit that you were Minnesota.
Yeah.
So from here on out, I'm going to go back and redub every time we said Michigan and say Minnesota. So let's do a Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Now we can proceed to the wackiness that is him getting to be Turbo Man.
Yeah, Ted was creeping. So now, so he ends up running from that cop. He somehow makes his way into like a backstage area.
That cop slams so hard into the back of that bus, man. I don't know how this cop's not dead after like all the shit he's been through.
He had brain damage after that one.
Yeah. Gets all in this spooky, very smoky, like where people just like chain smoking in this like back room. Because like when the door opens, I was like, man, it's like foggy in there. It's like
the
spooky
fog, bro.
Looking.
They got a fog machine going. You know, it's packed to the brim with fog juice.
It's like, hey, let's
Makes
get you
it
in
dramatic.
This. Yeah, and I love when they're suiting him up and they're giving him fake muscles. I was like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, can't you see that he's already like jacked?
Yeah,
I'm surprised
like
that somehow.
Suit, yeah, it does like how it fits him. Like I feel like they'd be putting on. It's like he is way too big for this, sir.
Yeah, he's obviously not the guy that's supposed to be here, but somehow fits into the suit.
Which he has brain functions this morning, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm like, and then they're like telling him all the like horrible stuff.
Yeah,
that, like went down with the others. It's cool though. We fixed it. We think we fixed it. We haven't had time to test it out, but
yeah, it's your throttle, this is your kill button, blah blah blah. And just like I love those moments in movies where it's like all this chaos and he's like trying to just say a word and it's just like suiting him up. And then like us as an audience, pretty sure we know what it is, but I love the like how the reveal of it's really cool. It's like from then it's like a POV of Harold. And he's like walking around. And he looks up, and the guy who plays Booger in Revenge of the Nerds is like, big pink thing. He's like, I've been sweating this thing all day. He's like, hey, you're the one guy. He's like, and who do you think you are? And I was like, but then that cool reveal when he like comes out and he realizes he's Turbo Man. Like that's,
and then you get like the
cool.
sick ass like music and that badass guitar solo just like ripping over the top. And you're like, oh yeah,
yeah. And like the fact that like, here it is.
Here, give me 1 second. Like, give us like a minute so we can like cut this because I have to say something to Evelyn.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So he comes up out of the thing, out of the cool looking city thing. Sick ass guitar solo.
Turbo Man.
Well, he's not holding that yet, and then the Beast guy like gives it to him.
Which there was a cool. I was watching it with Christine, and she's like, "How does his wife and his son and everybody not recognize it's him? Like he has a very distinctive. This part of his face. This is not even covered up, but with like a bit of like yellow tinted glass, and he has a very distinct accent." But I like how they try to write the things like, here's a microphone that alters your voice so you sound more like him. So it's like okay.
It sounds,
so that's why it's fooling everybody.
Yeah. Who could this possibly be?
Yeah.
Who is this strange man who is an actor, obviously, and not Arnold Schwarzenegger. And not totally my husband or dad. But yeah, the voice modulation. That's how he got away with it. You know, and that super inconspicuous mask.
Booster. That's the name of this thing.
All right.
Booster. And
sorry, Booster. Nobody likes you.
Nobody likes you, Booster. Literally nobody likes you because it's even what they do when they shove you off and they start kicking the shit out of you.
Yeah, which was overkill a little bit, I think. Like, poor Booster.
But the floats, why, like, so there's the police float. Yeah. Why the fuck was there a cop, like, doing flips on a trampoline on the police float?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering too.
Very elaborate float for like the police. The guy's like doing cool flips and like.
So do they just have a guy? Do they hire a guy, or is this a dude on the force that's like, you know, he's really good at that? All right, Gary, you're gonna be up there. You're gonna be doing your flips.
Hey, I know, Gary. You always put out there that you're a really good tumbler. Now's your time to prove it. Prove us of your tumbling skills.
You were in the circus for 4 years before you joined the force.
You were tumbling and a rumbling away, so here's the time to prove yourself. Make us proud, Gary.
This
Make
is your
the force
time to shine.
You know, real credit to the force, Gary. And I love when like Harold's having like a lot of fun. He's like, "This is fun," and he's just like waving all funny and like pointing at shit.
Yeah, just like yeah,
Yeah, and
bah!
salutes and stuff. And
I'd be doing the same thing. It'd be fun.
but yeah, like yeah, he gets to the special Turbo Man doll that he has to pick a kid out of the crowd, and being nepotism, of course he's gonna pick his son. I mean, but he's worked all day
Yeah,
to get this Turbo Man. He earns it. His kid earns it.
yeah. But I don't know. Would you find it a tad weird that some guy on a float you've never met before knows your son's name?
Yeah, Jamie. Like he knows my name, and just the
Turbo Man knows my name.
Yeah, just like once again, if I was that,
He's the only. Okay, well, the kid is the only one that kind of is still. Turbo Man
Yeah.
knows my name.
because everyone's just like, oh, okay.
Oh,
And
it's
then
all
even then,
good.
like his wife should have been like, that sounds like my husband. That looks like my husband. With
Yeah.
a little bit of voice modulation. Obviously, it's my husband because he just called my son by his name.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I want to see where this goes. I want to see Sinbad
Maybe-
steal
maybe she
the
did
other
know.
guy's suit.
Well, I don't
and
think
have a
anybody
cool
knew
fight
that
scene.
that Sinbad he's gonna pop in, because it cuts to him and then he like takes that guy's suit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sinbad's like he's pretty crazy in this, but like almost in the sense that like I don't know, like it's like kind of creepy, like crazy.
Like
'Cause
he's
'cause he-
very unhinged. But
Yeah, because he can like he seems to be able to manipulate Howard into like working with him a little bit every time,
Yep.
and still does something really like mean or weird.
And he even makes that joke about it. He's like, I work for the post office, so you know what I'm capable of. And it's like,
Yeah, I'm like yeah, you've been doing it like
Yeah.
through the whole movie.
And like, yeah, he does have that kind of sad story about like how he just wants to like get his son this present. He's like, because when he was a kid, he wanted this present. His dad didn't give it to him or whatever. And then he's like, but my friend, his dad gave it to him, and now he's a millionaire. He's like, look at me. I'm a mailman. And then I love when Arnold looks over and it's his son drinking. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks to you, Dad. And he's like in the mail suit drinking.
Yeah,
like
just
that
like
stuff.
having I like
He's
the
a
face he makes
loser.
too. Just-
But yeah. Then they have a cool fight scene on a float. And how
Yeah.
like the police and everybody's like, it's part of the show. Let it happen, lady. Come
Yeah,
on.
it's all good. He was totally supposed to be like flying around the city and
Yeah.
slam into a wall.
Your son is totally supposed to go climb up this giant ladder on a roof.
Yeah, and about
That's
to
part of the
fall
show.
down. He's totally about to die. It's all
Yeah.
part of the show. He's fine. I don't know. I wonder if I would ever gotten the hang of that, like flying that thing.
Let's talk jetpack science real quick.
Okay.
Obviously, this is a cartoony movie because A, we have a working jetpack. B, we have condensed it into the smallest thing on your back that holds an unlimited amount of fuel, apparently. Has the easiest controls and doesn't burn your legs or feet.
Yeah. Like, what is this powered with?
Yeah, because it's like I don't see a fuel tank on it. Like real jetpacks that people have made are like giant and they can only like fly for like a few minutes, if that.
Yeah.
So like this thing goes on forever. Like it's got these tiny controls that are so intricate, and it's like not at all burning his legs or other people. And these giant helium balloons that he's flying into and around should be exploding.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a cartoon. It's fine. Here,
Yeah, I'm
look at
just
us
like-
breaking down the jetpack signs. Like, just fucking enjoy it, guys. It's Jingle
yeah,
all the way. It's
but
like,
did you
but
see the
excuse
jetpack?
me.
Actually,
the-
I think the jetpack. There's no way that it could have contained enough fuel to carry him that far through the city.
Yeah.
Especially in the year '94.
And
I don't
I'm
even
pretty
know
sure
when
on
the
the
first-
the scene when he's stuck on the flag flying around the pole, those G-forces would have made him easily black out. I mean,
Seriously.
I know he probably could take a few, but after that, he'd be down.
Guaranteed, I would have blacked out and probably just slammed into that
Yeah.
pole. I would have been probably dead.
And
But I
then,
don't know. I
yeah.
might have been so blacked out that my limp body would have saved me.
Yeah, I love the jetpack scene. He like hits the wall and he's like still there. Yeah.
Somehow not snapped his neck by going
Nope.
headfirst into a brick wall.
Just like spinning around the air, flying really high up in the sky. He's fine with it.
See, and there's another cartoony moment where it does like the close up of his face,
And then
yeah.
yeah.
And how did he not pass out being up that high?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of oxygen. Once again, we don't think about the science. It's a goofy movie.
Okay.
It's a silly movie.
It is.
We're being those typical critic buttholes that are breaking down this movie. But once again, I love it.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like
it's
you
not
and
it's
I,
not a breakdown of like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be because that's not how jetpack. It's because it's
it's
funny that
this
jetpacks don't work like that.
the way that the movie, the pacing of it was all off. Like the way that we are better than every other critic out there. I'm just gonna say right now, but the way that you and I have always like, we love Star Wars, but the way we break down Star Wars in such a comedic, like this is a horrible movie kind of a way, but we
Yeah.
still love it. It's like this with Jingle All the Way. Like it's fun to nitpick all the goofy, dumb shit,
Yeah,
but we're like still, it's like, yeah, it's a great
But-
movie.
but okay, yes,
Yeah.
yes, we nitpick it, but we still picked it and agreed on the fact that we liked it, and that's
Yeah.
why we picked it because it was a Christmas movie.
So like, I don't know. I know people are gonna be like, you guys stop. You guys are going back on your word. You always find something positive. You never nitpick this much. I'm like, but it's fun. It's on good fun. Like I'm not saying
Yeah.
like,
And
director,
it's-
this is a piece of shit. It never should work again. Whoever wrote this is a piece of shit. They should never work. And I'm like, no, you had fun making a Christmas movie for fucking children. Like this
Well,
is
I
the
hope-
point of the movie.
I hope they had fun making this because like it's fun to watch.
Look who you
like-
got to work with. You got to work with Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. Yeah.
and young Anakin.
And Phil
You know?
Hartman. And
Yeah.
a good Sinbad.
Seriously,
You got a good cast.
you know, like this was. Yeah, I think if you don't like this movie and you're gonna be like a butthole like that, you're probably just a butthole. Like just a butthole. That's just being a butthole. Don't be a butthole.
There's
this
our
holiday
level of
season.
being a butthole, and then there's that level of being a butthole.
Yeah, that's
and
that.
like, that's
Nobody
where-
wants
wants to be up
butthole
there.
up here.
Yeah.
Nobody wants their butthole up here.
Yeah, be a
Right here is
moderate.
fine.
Be a moderate butthole where
Yeah.
it's like everyone can tolerate you to a point, like they do us. And then once you get back here, it's like we're done with
'Cause
that
we're
butthole.
we're a funny butthole.
Yeah,
But up there, that's a gross, mean butthole.
that's a shitty butthole. Is what
Yeah.
it is.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants a shitty butthole. I'm keeping that in the fucking episode. If you've watched this far and you want to dissect us, watch us dissect our humor of critiquing a movie, and then us making a joke about a butthole, and then dissecting the joke about a butthole. Welcome to being a fan of Two Guys, One Film.
That's why you're here. That's why you came, and we know.
And we appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So, but in the end,
Oh,
saves the
boy.
day, saves his son.
He does.
And-
Well, I mean, it has a cool little Christmassy like ending. To
It really does. Like it's cool. Like it was a good growth for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like he realized like how to be a dad again. It's like, oh, I just need to be there to be the for my kids. Like, I don't need to buy a fucking toy. I mean, yeah, I had to do an over elaborate way to show, but he's like, I just need to be more present. Be to be like
Yeah.
there with my kid. You know?
Yeah, pay attention. Like
Yeah.
be right there. You know, and he gives his kid the Turbo Man, and then as Sinbad is getting escorted away by police officers, he gives
To
him
go to jail for fucking life
he gives
in the
him-
real world.
Yeah, in the real world, he's going to jail for life. And in that world, he's probably
They're just gonna go book him and then let him go
yeah, and he'll go home without a Turbo Man. But
because
don't
you
no.
learned a lesson.
Yeah, just don't do it again, Postman. Postman of Minnesota.
Minnesota.
And then
Anyway.
he Jamie gives him his Turbo Man. You know?
For his son.
And I was
That
like,
was
what-
cool.
Yeah, I'm like, what a badass.
Yeah.
Like, way to go.
Yeah, because it was like, I don't need a Turbo Man. My
Like at the-
dad's Turbo Man.
Yeah, like literally. And that was one of the last notes that I had put. Does he get to keep the suit? Does he get to keep the
Ooh.
Turbo Man gear?
I don't know. I hope so. Or the costume department's like, we spent a lot of time on that. We need that back, dude.
Yeah, but you made me fly it around with no training.
Yeah, so I'm keeping this.
I'm gonna sue you if you don't let me keep this. Make a new one. It fits me like a glove.
Yep. It was made for me. And if anything,
Yeah, very obviously.
Harold can quit his job as an upholstery man and just become the actor and spokesman for Turbo Man.
Yeah,
He can
just be
literally
Turbo
become
Man.
Turbo Man.
We got a lot of love for the Schwarzenegger.
I really do. Not ironically, we're not making fun of him. The dude's
No.
fucking great. Like he's
very
Fucking
massive part of
obviously,
my childhood.
yeah, obviously he's good at action and stuff, but the dude's fucking funny. Like his comedy is golden. Like I
Again, I
love,
always go back to Twins
yeah,
and what was it?
Kindergarten Cop.
Yep,
You know,
Kindergarten
that's
Cop.
fucking
I
hilarious.
even like Junior is weird, but I even like that one.
Yeah, but I think that's what was brilliant about him was like he started as a weightlifter and wanted to break
Mhm.
out of that, became an actor, and stuff like, oh, he's big, let's just do action. He doesn't want to talk a lot. And then he's like, I'm funny, I want to do comedy. Perfect.
I know.
Now he
It's
can do
great.
stuff like that, and it's fucking brilliant. Like, oh man, he's funny. Like he's a big goofy guy. Like, and that's what's beautiful about this character is like, you know, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're expecting him to be this buff, strong, smart dude, and he's just like this
Mhm.
bumbling idiot, and it's just like a
Yeah.
cool like it's just a flip on him. I
Well,
love it.
it's cool because he's very obviously doesn't really give a shit about taking himself super seriously all the time, and
Yeah,
that makes it fun to
yeah,
makes it fun to watch.
yeah.
I mean, because again, I don't know anybody that has seen this movie that's like, oh my god. Well, now in a movie, I will tell you that people do say that about is A Christmas Story.
Fuck that movie.
That movie can eat a butt. I hate that movie.
And right now, I'm probably that butthole.
Yep. There we are. Now we're up here. We're up here,
Because
butthole.
yeah, I'm a shitty butthole right now because I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah.
There's tons of other Christmas movies that are better than that,
so much better than that.
but people only like it because they feel like they have to because it's cool. Everybody else likes A Christmas Story.
Yeah. And I never did.
Never. Have.
And then, well, for me, it got overhyped. Oh my god, you haven't seen it? Oh my god, it's such a great Christmas movie. It's the best Christmas movie. Finally, watch it. I'm like, this is awful, and I'm so pissed that you got me excited for a movie that I was somewhat excited to see at first. Because
I'm gonna
it's
go
real, it's
have fun
funny.
and watch the Santa Claus now.
Yeah, like a movie that I actually enjoy, or Jingle All the Way.
Mm-hmm. Time to rate the Christmas movie. It is a two guys Christmas. Anyway, let's rate the movie. Who wants to go first? You want to go first? Or I go first.
You go first. I
Okay.
brought us in.
I remember watching this movie when I was a child. We had it on VHS.
Was it the? I think there were a few different covers. Which one was it?
I think
Because I feel like there was one where it was just all green and it was like him. And then
Yeah.
there's one where he's like diving for like a present.
I had the one where he's like doing this, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But I used to watch it, you know, a lot, not a whole lot, but a lot. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Yeah, it'd
And
been years.
rewatching it now is like the first time in a long time I've seen it. So I was like, I don't remember this, but this is enjoyable. So is it a great movie? No, but it wasn't really. I don't think they were trying to make like the greatest movie ever. They're making a Christmas movie.
Well, they were
Like,
trying to make your favorite movie, Citizen Kane.
oh, of course. Citizen Kane, obviously the greatest fucking Christmas movie ever. Greatest movie ever. I fucking love Citizen Kane. But to me, the movie knows what it is. It's a goofy children's like Christmas movie. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got big hit actors in it, you got, you know, Phil Hartman, you got Sinbad. It's a good time. It's silly and throughout the entire thing. It's got a good message at the end. I love it. I'm going to give it a solid 8.7 Turbo Mans.
Anyway, I agree with you. It just reminds me of a simpler time, I guess, when we were kids. I just remember my sister and I used to watch this one, and yeah, it's cool because it's definitely a movie that doesn't take itself seriously, and it's cool because we definitely came from like a time where you could get away with movies like that a little bit easier. I think, like I hate to be that like I feel like I'm gonna come off sounding a little bit like hipstery when I say this, but like, you know, like, oh, you can't understand like the like that kind of comedy from back then. I don't know.
You don't
Maybe
understand the nuance of 90s
Maybe-
comedy.
Yeah, like where it's supposed to be stupid, but like trying to compare it to like A Night at the Roxbury, where
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like it's almost to the point of not being funny, but that's what makes it funny. I don't know. But yeah, so there is nostalgic stuff behind this movie for me, and it's definitely a good Christmas movie. I love how like silly and comedic it is. I love how it's like a cartoon. Like, and again, it's not the greatest movie ever, and it's one of those ones that's like really, it is super fun to sit around and like laugh about all the like stuff that very obviously would never go down in the real world. And the in this Jingle All the Way universe, again, is like a cartoon apparently, and you can get away with a lot. So, I will give it. I'm gonna give it an 8.7 Turbo Men.
Turbo Men. Ooh, I didn't think about the pluralization.
Yeah, they're plural. I'm imagining there's like you got a big old armful of turbo,
Just
men
turbo
dolls.
dudes. My
Turbo
turbo
guys.
arms are full of turbo men.
You got
But
turbo
yeah,
guys.
This is a fun movie. I had fun watching it. I had a lot of fun dissecting and talking about it. Like that's the most fun for me is like
Yeah.
talking about how shitty, like not how shitty, but like how fun the movie was.
Well,
like,
it is like how shitty it is. Well, but not in a bad way. Like butthole
It's-
down here.
Yeah, once again, we're
Like,
butthole down here.
Shitty butthole down here.
Yeah, like it's a lot of fun, folks. So
Yeah.
thanks for I would recommend watching Jingle All the Way after you have just watched this on your Christmas day. Watch Jingle All the Way right after that.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, you'll love it. Like watch it with your family. It's definitely a movie you can totally watch with your family.
Definitely.
And again, it's got the cool ending. It's got the somewhat heartfelt ending.
A good Christmas ending. Folks. If you enjoy this and things like this, any nerdy kind of thing you can think of, where should they go, Dane?
They should go to the Project Nerd channel. Or no, we go to the Project Nerd website.
Site, yeah.
That's
the
Project-
all-encompassing.
yeah. And that's where you can find all kinds of stuff. Not just us, I know you're going there to see us.
I
But you're gonna
appreciate
find
it.
more. You're gonna find more than that. You're gonna find, more podcasts. You're gonna find, reviews. You're gonna find horror stuff. You're
Cosplay.
gonna find cosplay. You're gonna find unboxings, all kinds of stuff. There's gonna be
More
all kinds of
interviews.
stuff.
It's good stuff.
And that's Project Hyphen Nerd.
And you're gonna love it. It's nerdy kind of stuff. Sit back, check it out, nerd out with your nerd friends.
It's pretty inclusive.
Very
You're
inclusive.
gonna find like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
All
very-
kinds of stuff.
Trust me, you're gonna love it. Merry Christmas, everybody! Thank you for sitting down with us, watching Jingle All the Way, watching us talk about Jingle All the Way.
Thank you so much, and you have a happy Christmas, and you have a happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
We love you. Merry Christmas.
Bye.